June Thompson, Bill Lagatuda, Christopher Nance, weather, and Fred Rogan, Sunday Night Sports. Channel 4 News, Nightside, #1 in Southern California.
And good evening, everybody. Topping our news tonight, the 5 astronauts aboard the Space Shuttle Atlantis are packed up tonight, preparing for their return tomorrow, and the welcome home party is already going. The crowd at Edwards Air Force Base in the high desert awaiting the landing is estimated at 250,000 right now. There are campers, RVs, portable restrooms, and food concessions, all the comforts of home for the growing crowd. The weather looks good, although gusty winds may give the pilots a chance to conduct a crosswind landing test. The 29th shuttle flight is due in at 12:43 Pacific time tomorrow afternoon, and you can see it touch down live here on Channel 4. Meanwhile, from the shuttle came these striking pictures of the U.S. Gulf Coast today. They were shot with an experimental camcorder the astronauts are checking out, and which they used to take some home movies as well. One of the shuttle's main computers broke down today, and although it did come back online, ground controllers had the astronauts install a spare. They also tested new helmets for future spacewalks and conducted some experiments on space sickness.
In other news tonight, around 200 riot officers had to restore order at a Cinco de Mayo celebration in Lincoln Heights that erupted into a rock-throwing melee late today. One person was shot in the outbreak but not seriously hurt. Police on horseback and on foot were already at the scene in Lincoln Park when the trouble started. About 15,000 people had gathered to hear the local rock group Tierra and other acts. A witness said things got out of control when rival gang members started flashing hand signs at each other. 2 people suffered minor injuries, and several others were arrested for throwing rocks and bottles. A fire in Huntington Park tonight damaged 3 stores and a shopping center. Flames swept through a stereo store, a fashion outlet, and a variety store around 7 o'clock tonight. They all share a common attic, and that's where it all started, apparently. There was heavy smoke, and firefighters had to chop up the ceiling to get to the flames. No one knows yet what started the fire in the first place.
A man with a gun walked into a crowded Walmart store in Wichita, Kansas today, threatening shoppers. Police arrived. There was a gunfight. Dozens of customers and workers ducked for cover. When it was over, the gunman was dead and 1 officer was wounded. The suspect, a 21-year-old Wichita man, was said to be mentally disturbed. Afraid that Mexican police were closing in on him, satanic cult leader Adolfo Costanzo ordered one of his followers to kill him. That's the story tonight from Mexico City, where Costanzo was found dead. He's accused of running a drug smuggling cult that murdered 15 people. And Conan Nolan has details.
Acting on a tip, Mexican police stormed an apartment in this wealthy section of Mexico City. There they found the bullet-ridden bodies of suspected drug smuggler and mass murderer Adolfo de Jesus Costanzo and his bodyguard. Costanzo and Martin Quintana were found lying dead together in a closet. Authorities believe the cult leader had ordered a companion to shoot both of them after police had been spotted outside his apartment window. Police also arrested 4 people at the apartment, including Constanza's 24-year-old girlfriend, Sarah Aldretti, the so-called high priestess of the voodoo cult. Members of the drug ring already in custody say the couple were convinced that human sacrifices was a way to insulate the group from police. Costanzo, called the godfather of the cult, is believed to be responsible for the murder of 15 people, whose bodies were discovered at a ranch south of the U.S.-Mexican border, near the town of Matamoros. Today, Aldretti denied any involvement in the ritual slayings.
I'm sorry. If I wouldn't know that it was like this, I wouldn't be in it.
The victims of the cult had been tortured, their bodies dismembered. Family members of one murdered victim, Mark Kilroy, today praised Mexican police.
Well, they showed their efficiency when they captured them all.
A customs official says U.S. authorities will probably not seek Aldretti's extradition, pointing out she now faces much more serious and numerous murder charges in Mexico. Conan Nolan, Channel 4 News.
Actor Guy Williams, best known as TV's Zorro, has died at the age of 65. Television buffs will also remember him in another role from Lost in Space.
All set except power check and ignition. Now, if that comet's orbit will stay put long enough for us to get clear. The only thing that'll change it is the gravitational pull of this planet. Not much we can do about that.
Williams gained popularity as the show's Professor Robinson during the 60s, but it was during the 50s that Williams achieved his fame as Zorro, a dashing young aristocrat. He died at his home in Buenos Aires, Argentina, from an apparent heart attack.
In Panama, some foreign observers cited voting irregularities as the people went to the polls to elect a president today. Thousands lined up to cast their ballots while charges of fraud and U.S. interference were thrown back and forth. The man handpicked by strongman leader Manuel Noriega is pitted against an opposition candidate. America's former president Jimmy Carter was one of only a few foreigners invited to Panama to observe the voting. Other observer groups, including a team dispatched by President Bush, were on hand, but they were uninvited. The results will probably be known tomorrow.
Well, the people who gave us Proposition 103 and shook up the insurance industry are gearing up for a new initiative drive, this time attacking property taxes. The group known as Voter Revolt wants to give a $500 tax cut to every family in California. The planned initiative would also double property taxes on businesses by stripping away many of their current tax benefits.
Well, Christopher has the latest on our cloudy weather next, and we'll take you to the opening night premiere of the new Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder movie.
But first, let's go to Fred Rogan in the newsroom for a preview of his Sunday night sports report. Fred?
Hi, June and Bill. Thanks very much, folks. We have great highlights tonight. One of the most incredible finishes you will ever see to an NBA game. Bernie Bickerstaff claims the Lakers gave him an early wake-up call. A near riot between players and fans at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, plus more trouble for Jose Canseco. Also, Jim Everett, FloJo, and others sing a song.
I just called to say I love you.
And get ready, the flag is up and the horse is off in a new Hall of Shame. So stay up with us for the Sunday night sports.
The Movado Museum Watch. The dial design chosen by the Museum of Modern Art for their permanent collection. The Black Sapphire Museum Watch. A futuristic interpretation of the classic. The Museum Watch. The Black Sapphire Museum Watch from Movado. Available at Slavix.
You know, I want to eat right, but I don't know. I mean, I got a grilled chicken fillet from Jack in the Box. It looks so good that it must be bad. But it's grilled chicken breast. That's good. It's not fried. That would be bad. I'm gonna eat it. No, yes, I'm gonna eat. No, I'm gonna eat it, but I'm not gonna look.
Go ahead, it's good. The grilled chicken fillet at Jack in the Box. For exciting new taste, this is the place.
Tastes good. Is that bad? I don't know.
If your bank shuts you out at 3 o'clock, or 4 o'clock, or even 5 o'clock, walk into Wells Fargo. Our doors are open 9 to 6 every weekday, Monday through Friday, longer than any other major bank in California. So if your bank can't keep up, switch your account to Wells Fargo. 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 Saturday. Wells Fargo comes through again.
Are you turned on or off by your mate's bedroom attire? Choose what you want your mate to wear in bed on the next hour.
At 3 on 4.
They keep telling us crime doesn't pay, but some of California's most notorious murderers still have the good guys stymied. Take the Zodiac, a real sweetheart, who loved icing people almost as much as he loved playing the cops for saps. Bragged about his grisly jobs and even left his name in cryptograms. After 15 years, some say they know who he is. Will he be nabbed, or is he taking the dirt nap himself? Doug Kriegel will spill the details starting Monday at 11.
A group of Los Angeles residents who use state-funded mental health agencies are on buses tonight, heading for a protest in Sacramento tomorrow. These 2 buses from the Portals Community Mental Health Agency are joining 11 other busloads from Southern California heading to the Capitol rally. They will be demonstrating against the governor's proposed cuts in the mental health budget for the fiscal year beginning in July.
I think he's figuring that we're going to lay back and just take it, that we're not going to say anything, and we're going to show him otherwise.
Portals provides work training, temporary homes, and other support to the homeless and to people with long-term psychiatric illnesses.
The private jet of country singer Hank Williams Jr. was seized in Louisiana today after he disappointed a crowd of 7,000 concertgoers. People there in the audience said the singer came out to perform but couldn't finish a single song, only got through the first few lines from each. After 20 minutes, he issued some profanities, they said, and stumbled off the stage. Williams later apologized and promised to return the ticket money, but to make sure, police took his jet away.
Sounds like a very bad day.
Yeah, I've had days like that.
I hope this day has been a little bit better.
I hate it when they seize my jet. I hate that. Let's go outside. We've got a lot to talk about. I even have some great snow footage I promised you from Rochester, so let's go outside. This is it today. Folks just kind of mealing around. It's mealing around weather, yeah. They've got their sweaters with them because they listened to the forecast earlier. Let's now put up some numbers. I'll show you what it's like in Southern California. Our high today was 77 degrees. Our low is 60. They're seeing that new Gone with the Wind thing. It's 35 millimeter. Yeah, who cares? All right, now, temperature, 51 degrees, barometer. Actually, it's 61 degrees, barometer at 30 inches, humidity at 90%, winds are out of the southwest at 7 miles an hour. Earlier today, I told you about the snow we had in Rochester, New York, more than 9.5 inches. Very, very cold air mixing with moisture. I told you we'd get some footage and show it to you. You know what? They couldn't get that footage out of Rochester, so let's go there and I'll show you just exactly how it looks. Take it away. Our artists worked hard day and night to put this rendering together. Rochester, New York. There you go. You got the dogs playing, kids out there in the snow, 9.5 inches. That is an 80-year-old record that was shattered today. Let's come back to the map. I'll show you what's going to be going on tomorrow. Rochester's going to be saying goodbye to the snow, goodbye to the rain. It's still going to be cool, but they're going to be warming up to a high of 56 degrees. Chicago at 66 for a high. Miami's going to have a hot and humid day. They'll be in the 80s tomorrow. They're in the 90s today. 91 for Albuquerque. And moving on to the west, as you can see, we'll put the maps into motion. We've got two frontal systems to watch out for. The first one's not going to hurt us. This one's going to bring a chance of rain coming up out of the south, but more of a chance of rain for northern and central California because, as you can see, this system is starting to skate right past us. When are we going to see a chance for rain? Well, we have to wait come Tuesday. In the morning, we should see some drizzle along our coastal areas. Until then, this is the forecast for the next few days. Monday, it's going to be cooler with some high clouds. Tuesday and Wednesday, cloudy with drizzle. And then Thursday and Friday, warmer, smog, and hot. Starting to move into our area. It's going to be warming up towards the end of the week, moving on into Mother's Day. Let's take a look now at the old forecast. For the folks living in Burbank, you're going to have a mild 59 tonight. 60s along the coastline, 50s and 60s, I should say. Catalina 57. Then tomorrow, the heat is going to be on in the interior, but along the coastal region, it'll take a while for that fog to burn off in the morning, but it will around the noon hour. Here's the old forecast for you. For you surfers and boaters, 3 to 4 at Zuma. Mission Beach, 3 to 4. Mostly cloudy for you boaters out there in the morning, but sunshine in the afternoon. And for tonight, 60 degrees, a little breezy out there. And then for tomorrow, 75. High thin clouds will make it cooler. When will the heat really hit us? Well, Thursday. It should be warmer, back into the 80s, possibly some 90s and 100s in the valley before the week is all over. That is it. See you later.
That is hot.
Yes, it is.
Thanks, Christopher.
Thanks, Chris. Well, the one and only winning ticket in last night's Lotto drawing was purchased in North Hollywood. Jackpot worth almost $12.5 million. 9 other tickets came close, with 5 of the numbers correct, plus the bonus.
A big Century City premiere tonight for the long-awaited reteaming of Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. The name of the movie is See No Evil, and it's a comedy, naturally, featuring the two comic actors who made a box office success their first time together on screen in Silver Streak. The opening attracted Eddie Murphy, Carl and Estelle Reiner, and Tim Matheson, among others. They were all rushing into the theater, and Wilder said it was great working with Pryor again.
And that's our news for now. Fred Rogan is next with the Sunday Night Sports, so stay up and stay with us.
Control, roll 1.
Serving the Rochester area for 40 years.
Take 1 sound.
From Rochester's first television station, this is News 8.
Stand by to open their mics, stand by to cue them. Open their mics.